Well, this is Mr. Edgar with another review. And what have we here? Well, this is a Star, Model A, called the Super, in fact. The Star is a 9mm Largo cartridge, and I'll show you what that looks like. The Largo is a 9x23, not the standard Luger 9x19. Obviously, it's a bit longer. You can see the size of that little guy. It's almost exactly the same size, in fact, as a 38 Super. In fact, some people shoot 38 Supers in these guns. It's not to say you can't find the Largo ammo. You can. There's a fair amount of old surplus stuff that's out there. Much of it is corrosive. The 38 Supers do shoot in. They fit in nicely, but I will give this caution. This pistol is not really made for the high pressures, and an awful lot of the 38 Supers I've seen out there are the plus Ps. I really don't think you should shoot plus Ps. Another comment, a lot of people actually shoot just straight 9mm Lugers. It will in fact rack because it's a shorter round, like most weapons. A weapon that's in the same caliber with a shorter round, it will fire it. But you're risking some damage to the little guy, and a big part of that is essentially the only thing that's holding the round if you put a 9mm Luger in there is the extractor, and you're going to end up doing some damage eventually to the extractor. Not only that, because it is going in there as a shorter round, you'll probably put a greater deal of wear on the chamber. Like I said, 38 Supers fit almost exactly right, and if you get some that are lower powered units, they'll probably fire fine. These guns are interesting. They were made until 1983. This one has the backstrap hump, which made it much like the 1911. In fact, a lot of people, when I go to the range with this, think that it's a 1911. That started in 1931, putting the hump in there. This particular pistol, doing my homework on it, looks like it was probably made in the 40s. I've no idea if it was used in any type of military action. You'll see some notation on here that uses what they call an SA. That is not the model designation. That's just a Spanish term because these things are in fact made in Spain. If you want to determine whether or not your unit is what they call a Model B or a Super or Super B, you look on the base of it and you'll see the lettering on there. If this were a Model B, which is the actual 9mm Luger version of essentially the same pistol, it'll have a B on there. If it doesn't, it just says Super, you got a Model A, and you will have to shoot the Largo. Takedown is extremely easy. I've taken the round out just to show you. She's empty. Okay, all you really do is you pull this back just a skosh to get pressure off the spring, and this lever goes forward. You just pull it just a little bit. This lever goes forward, and then it just slides right off. Now, the general makeup is very similar to a lot of other pistols. You'll see that has the little concave nibs there that follow along the barrel of the pistol. You put that to the angle to get the bushing out. Bushing comes out, and then the barrel, which is a little snug, but the barrel comes out, and that's the basic takedown. The internals of the pistol are actually pretty simple. Parts are not easy to come by. I have shot this a little bit. I like to have it just because, it's sort of a collector gun. They're not highly valued. I do see some Model B selling for prices that I think are frankly a little ridiculous at some of the gun shows. I would be interested in getting a Model B, but I have no intention of paying $400 or $500 for a pistol for which there are no spare parts, and which, frankly, it's not a bad gun. I enjoy shooting it. I enjoy having it, but I don't really consider this a $500 pistol. One thing that I do find nice about it is it fits my notoriously small hands. That single stack, just like any of the 911s, really feels good in your hand. Trigger, it's okay, not great. Oh, by the way, it does have a magazine safety. I hate magazine safeties. I know a lot of people think highly of them. Personally, I just find them to be a pain. Be able to pull the trigger, you know, it's just not loaded. It does have a magazine safety. Trigger is okay. It's relatively light, a tiny bit gritty in comparison to some. I mean, you have some triggers that are just butter, just feel wonderful. Most of the stars I've shot, they're okay. I wouldn't say they're up at the top, but they hold well. And frankly, if you can find one at a reasonable price, it's a great little gun to have. Not little gun, great gun to have in your collection. This is Mr. Edgar. Thank you so much for watching.